Good morning, students. Good morning to all. I'm here to discuss what is nuclear reactor, the components and working of the nuclear reactor. The nuclear reactor is a device which converts the chemical energy into electrical energy under controlled condition. The chemical reaction that take place in the nuclear reactor is called nuclear fission reaction. The splitting up of heavy nucleus into lighter nuclei by bombarding with thermal neutron is called nuclear fission reaction. During this fission reaction, neutrons and tremendous amount of heat energy are released. The components of nuclear reactor: fuel rod, control rod, moderator, coolant, pressure vessel, protective shield, heat exchanger, turbine. The fuel rod. The fuel rod is used in the nuclear reactor is enriched uranium-235. It can be in the shape of rods or filaments or bars or strips. Example: uranium-235 and plutonium-239. The function of the fuel rod is to produce heat energy and neutrons. Control rod. The control rod are used to control the chain reaction by absorbing or capturing the excess neutron that are released during the fission reaction. The control rods are movable rods. They can be lowered or raised to control the fission reaction. Example: cadmium, boron. The main function of the control rod is to control the chain reaction and thereby to avoid the damage of nuclear reactor. Moderator. Moderator are used to convert the fast moving neutrons into slow moving neutrons. Example: ordinary water, heavy water, graphite, beryllium. The function of the moderator is to slow down the kinetic energy of the fast moving neutrons. Coolant. Coolant are used to absorb the heat energy that are released during the fission reaction at the core of the nuclear reactor. The coolant is allowed to enter at the bottom and leaves at the top. The heat energy is absorbed by the outgoing coolant, which is used to produce steam. Example: water, heavy water, liquid metal, carbon dioxide. The function of the coolant is to cool the core of the nuclear reactor. Pressure vessel. The pressure vessel is used to enclose the core of the nuclear reactor. It is made up of steel vessel. It provides an inlet and outlet for the passage of coolant. The function of the pressure vessel is to withstand pressure as high as 200 kg per centimeter square. Protective shield. The nuclear reactor is enclosed by a thick, massive concrete shield more than 10-meter thick. The function of the protective shield is to protect the workers and the environment from the radioactive pollution. Heat exchanger. The heat exchanger is the place where the heat energy from the coolant is transferred to the seawater for the production of steam. The function of heat exchanger is to produce steam from the seawater. Turbine. The steam generated from the heat exchanger is used to run the turbine, which in turn drives the generator to produce electricity. The function of the turbine is to convert the mechanical energy into electrical energy. Working. When the slow moving neutron are allowed to bombard over the fuel rod uranium 235, fission reaction take place with the yield of neutrons and tremendous amount of heat energy. The heat energy produced at the core of the nuclear reactor is absorbed by the coolant. The heated coolant then exchanges its heat energy to the seawater at the heat exchanger, producing steam. The steam runs the turbine and drives the generator to produce electricity. The nuclear power plant, in which water can act as both coolant as well as moderator, is called light water power plant. Advantages. The defense power of the nation can be improved by the breeder reactor. The nuclear fission reaction can be controlled. The electricity production can be increased. Baba Atomic Power Station at Tarapur, Mumbai is used for atomic research center and also electricity generation. Disadvantages. It causes radiation pollution, needs safe disposal of the radioactive waste,